Thanks a lot, guys. But what did he call us?
What do you mean, the Dirt Twins?
I don't know what's up with that.
Tony's just jealous that he doesn't get the scoops that we get.
Exactly. He has to hang around with Zabisco. Gets great golf advice. What's that worth? Well, a ton if you're Larry Zabisco. Kendall Windham makes his way to the ring, and this, the younger brother of Barry Windham, a man who is, as we speak, steeped in the controversy surrounding Ric Flair and Arn Anderson.
Interesting matchup here on WCW Worldwide. Couple of big, raw-boned Texas Cowboys to go one-on-one.
Boy.
Both, of course, second-generation wrestlers.
They certainly are.
You talked about his brother being Barry Windham. How about his father, Blackjack Mulligan?
One half of the legendary Blackjacks tag team, and Blackjack Mulligan is now retired, certainly hasn't passed on, but was around this sport for the better part of 25 years, and for every day of the 25 years, one of the most feared men in this sport has passed on those genes to his sons, Barry and Kendall Windham.
And look at this, speaking about second-generation wrestlers from Texas, none other than Bobby Duncum Jr. So many interesting parallels. You look at both of their fathers coming from Texas, playing pro football, going on to a great career in professional wrestling, and one other thing they have in common. Bobby Duncum Sr., Blackjack Mulligan, were both managed at one time by our broadcast colleague.
Bobby the Brain Heenan. What a sterling lineup Heenan's got as former charges under his tutelage, if you will. I think they achieved most of their success after they left Bobby Heenan's.
Not if you listen to Heenan.
Who listens to Heenan? Come on.
That's a good point.
Bobby Duncum Jr. and Kendall Windham going to tie it up here on Worldwide. There is the ever-present cowbell brought to the ring by the Longhorn himself, Bobby Duncum.
And maybe even more important than the cowbell is that big rope that's attached onto it. He's not afraid to use that against his opposition.
And Kendall Windham knows it. Kendall will not set himself up for that rope and cowbell to enter into this contest unless Bobby just beats him to it. Drives Kendall hard into the top turnbuckle. And Duncum, oh boy, this is how you fight down around the corral, down around the bunkhouse in Austin, Texas. That's the clothesline.
Out of the corner comes Kendall Windham, and he is met with an incredible lariat that took him off of his feet by Duncum.
Certainly did, and Kendall slowly back to his feet with some help from Duncum. Oh, and what a chop from Kendall Windham. And the left hand drives Duncum back into the ropes. A rake into the eyes of the referee, Johnny Boone, trying to break things up here, but Kendall shoots Duncum in. Oh, what a running clothesline.
And you see, that was a left arm lariat employed by Kendall Windham. And so often a wrestler will be used to wrestling so many right-handed opponents that left arm lariat will catch him off guard, and that looks like that's exactly what happened to Big Bobby Duncum.
Oh, and the southpaw Kendall Windham really driving it home. Oh, Duncum fights back with a right hand. Up on the top rope, over they go, all the way to the floor here at the Worldwide Arena. Duncum stays on his feet trying to shake it off Kendall. On the floor outside the ring, having the boots put to him by BD. Oh, wait a minute, Duncum, good night. Just tore apart the steel ring steps. Klondike Bill just, look out, fell to the floor. Oh man, look at that.
Tried to lift them up and use them as a weapon against Kendall Windham, but Kendall was fortunate enough to block that attempt by Duncum.
Oh,
didn't block that move.
Kendall Windham fights back, puts the sudden stop on Bobby Duncum Jr. Referee Johnny Boone telling Kendall to get back in the ring. Kendall gets back, gets right back out to the floor. Oh, what a chop. Chopped him over the guardrail.
Would have chopped him into the front row, except there was a security guard in that chair that stopped Duncum's momentum.
And drove him hard into the guardrail back first. Scoop and a slam at the ringside area from Kendall Windham. This is just like an old bunkhouse fight. They've been arguing for weeks and weeks. They just meet on a Friday night at the bunkhouse and settle it like men. And here we go. Kendall Windham. Oh, fist into the gut. Chop across the chest from Bobby Duncum. Shoots Kendall hard into the guardrail.
This is just an old-fashioned brawl. Very little action in the ring. Dave Penzer, our ring announcer, goes down.
Good.
And Duncum takes the chair to Windham.
They're brawling all over the place. Oh, and Kendall chest first into the guardrail. Wait a minute. There's the bell. Is it a count out? I kind of lost track. Was Johnny Boone counting? He should have been.
Has to be a double count out, doesn't it? Both men were out on the floor when the bell rang.
Looks to me to be a double count out or a double disqualification here. Neither man will score the victory, but neither man will stop fighting. Bobby Duncum Jr. is going to suplex Kendall Windham back into the ring.
Referee lost absolute control of this match from the opening bell. It broke down into a slugfest, a brawl out on the floor. That's the only way to stop it. Just disqualify both men.
Oh, and they're not stopping. They're ignoring the bell. Kendall Windham and Bobby Duncum Jr. tying it up here on Worldwide. Now maybe finally we've got some order restored here. Duncum takes the rope and the cowbell. I'll tell you what, let's send it backstage for a special Worldwide interview.